I got a brush, but my son keep be coming for my stuff. He be getting all in my stuff. Y'all got excuse me. I'm up here trying to get my hair together. I'm on my live. He's acting stupid because I forgot to put my stuff on it. And I just had my cap on it. He's just like, yeah. And I told to this lady, she want to put a perm in my hair, and I don't want a perm. Like I told her, I really don't want a perm. So that's the only way you can get finger waves. I thought there was another way you can get finger waves besides putting a perm in your hair. Good morning, Sleepy Star. I thought there was another way you can. Oh, I miss Ma. I'm sorry. I thought there was another way you can get perm in your hair besides putting a freaking perm in your hair. Cause I told her, I said I want some finger waves. I just want something, nice. She gonna tell me I have to get a perm. I don't want a perm. I don't want a perm. I don't want a perm. She was like, you can get tracks. I don't want no tracks. I don't want no tracks. Hey, Black Worry, love. I don't want no tracks. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Penny. I don't want no tracks. I'm like, no, I don't want no tracks. I'm taking my jacket. I'm unbuttoning my jacket. Betty Lou gave me a hard time this morning. She gonna get beat up. I was on the warpath with her this morning. Betty Lou was acting up. Like she was on her own little thing. Walla was like, girl, stop playing with me. Took her almost 30 minutes to, hey, Jacqueline. Is that LaShonda? Hold on. She was acting like she didn't want to start this morning. I said she need a hey Reese, she need a freaking oh my god, I gotta get this joint fixed, y'all, because she is getting on my Betty Lou, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about getting you repaired. Okay, let me stop by saying that. I'm sorry, baby. I gotta just let you know you was doing a little too much this morning. But relaxing. Miss Ma, you know what I'm talking about. She gonna say we don't relax. You know what I'm talking about. I don't want to though. I don't want to. I told her I wanted her to do something. I called her yesterday and I said, I want you to do something nice to my hair. And I said, my hair is natural. I said, what about finger waves? Because I thought you can get finger waves without depending on your hair. And she was like, no, you gotta, she said, no, you have to have a perm. So I'm like, okay. It depends on the texture of your hair. The waves will not lay it. Okay, she did say that. She did say it wouldn't lay down, it come back up and all that. So I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Peppermint. And I don't know. I honestly don't know, but yeah, but let me tell y'all about yesterday. Okay. Yesterday, I did go in the house yesterday morning, but I never knew. I went there yesterday morning. My brother had a girl laying up in the bed with him. It was a girl in there. I was walking around downstairs cleaning up, sweeping the floor because they don't for some reason, you know how men is, they didn't sweep the floor last night, they didn't mop it. So I made some mop water and I swept the floor and I wiped off everything. And I'm like, y'all wonder why y'all see a roach here and there because my mom do have roaches. I'm not gonna lie. My mom was here, she never had roaches. But they do got a little bit of roaches. I see it every now and then. So I was like, y'all keep talking about why y'all don't get roaches. Why y'all got roaches every now and then. It's because y'all don't do the dishes behind y'all. Y'all leave food on the countertop and the floor is dirty. You have to keep these surfaces clean. And I said, when you do the countertop, you just can't clean the countertop off with water and soap. You got to use a little bleach and the pine soap. So when they come, they won't smell all, they can smell all that stuff. And it's like, She said, we're not your curls this building. She said, girl, shut up, not Marcus. Yeah. So let me finish saying, so I'm down there doing that. So I go upstairs, use the bathroom. Let me remind you, everybody buy their own stuff and everybody buy their own tissue, their own soap, their own cleaning stuff. Everybody buy their own everything. Everything. So I knocked on my brother door. I said, look, I need some tissue. Like that, he handed me the tissue, went to use the tissue. I leave the tissue in the bathroom because I'm there. I'm going to use the tissue. I'm not asking you back and forth for tissue. So I went back to the door. I said, why you lock the door? He said, I got to come. I said, well, if you don't open this door, I'm going to beat the crap out of you. Marcus opened the door. He opened the door. I said, what is that? I got to laugh because that's exactly what I said. I said, what is that? I lied to you now. That's exactly what I said. And he was like, that's my friend. I said, friend what? I said, get up. I said, get up. He said, you better leave my friend alone. I said, well, you mean you're going to be in the jump? I said, get her up. I said, get her up and get her out. Where did you meet her from? Oh, that's my friend, so. And I'm looking at, let me remind you, they had all their clothes on. The lady had all her clothes on. She was wrapped up in the cover. I took everything, washed it. I took everything, washed it. And I'm up here asking this lady all types of questions. I said, do you got a boyfriend? Are you married? She said, yeah, I got a boyfriend. I said, what are you doing here with my brother? She said, I couldn't get in my house last night. Me and my boyfriend was having an argument. And Tutu, she called him Tutu. She said, that's my friend. I said, what you mean, friend? I said, you fucking them? She said, no. Exactly what I asked them. That's exactly what I said. I have no call. Because last time I told you, he was letting people and they robbed his clothes. They took all his money. My boy was had stocks and stocks of 20s, 100s, 50s. They took all his money. He might got like a little bit, but they took all his money. He was blaming everybody else, and it was because he was letting people in here. So I'm on there asking this lady question. Let me remind you by then. Tanya, look at this. Flipping the phone around. Look at this. She said, what is that? And I said, I don't know. And I'm not trying to be funny because I asked them, what is it? Because that's how bad. I'm like, and she getting her shoes. I said, you need to put a rush on it. You need to hurry and get up. He's like, Ted, leave my friend alone. I said, Marcus, leave me alone. I said, she has no business up in here. She couldn't get her house. I said, I don't even care. I said, it's stinking here. Open the windows. But it wasn't stinking. I just say that because I wanted her gone. Like that. Okay, she went, stayed a long time in the bathroom. Yeah, I sang it when I say I sang it because so I went in there after she left. I put my gloves on. I did the whole bathroom over. He was complaining, you using too much bleach. You using too much pine. So I said, you better leave me alone. So I went to windows clean up. She left. She was on the edge of the couch talking to me. She was like, I needed some money to get home. Like that. So, okay, we can't help you. Like that. She said, no, this lady at this rehab supposed to help. I said, you on drugs? And I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. And I know I shouldn't been like that, but to me, my mind just clicked. I was like, you on drugs? I said, because you're like you using something. And I'm being honest. Like that. She was like, no. I said, please don't come back. I said, whatever you going through, you go through with your husband, your boyfriend, wherever he is. I said, don't come back. You see, I said, if you see Tutu Marcus, whatever you call him, say hi and keep it going. She said, okay. I said, I'm dead serious. I said, because I will be here every day. And I said, I'm not playing. I said, don't come back. He said, Ted, why my friend got to go? I said, because last time you turned around all your money. I said, your money missing. I said, your money missing, clothes missing, brand new shoes that I bought you never even wore. Your boots gone. I said, no. You're not letting anybody. I don't care where she can. He said, but she needed somewhere. I don't care if she can sleep outside. She can sleep anywhere. She can't sleep at this house. Y'all. And I when I say I was so mad, I was trying to calm down. And I said, you get up, get in the shower, get dressed and let's go. And I threw the clothes and look, that's what I was going to tell. That's why you don't have. You see this sweatsuit? I said, I bought you about 5, 6 different types of sweatsuits like this. That's why you don't have it. Because people like that you let in the house. She said, I never took for him. I said, ma'am, I don't even care if you did or you did. He has no business letting you up in here. I don't care. This is his house. She said, bye. She found it out. I said, it's raining outside. So I asked Marcus to give her a jacket because it was raining. And she said, no, I got a jacket downstairs by the door. I said, oh, okay. Because it's raining. I ain't going to be that cruel. I'm not going to put her out there while it's raining. But she had to get out of there. She had to get out, and she got out. And I got my nephew. I said, yeah. When somebody come in here, you don't see call me. I say, because I would jump in my car, jump in my car, jump some clothes on, jump in my car, come here. Because what we don't need nobody coming here taking his money. We don't need nobody here coming taking his clothes. That's why I say I'm real stuck to go about buying him clothes. Because guess what? When you let people in here, they see your stuff still had tags on it because you won't wear it. You won't wear it. So I was just like, y'all. He got up, took a shower. I made him put on new clothes. He put on his boots. And he was fussing the whole time. He said, excuse me, my friend, how I supposed to get some pussy? I said, you wasn't getting no pussy from her? You wasn't getting no pussy from her? Like that, right? I said, she got a boyfriend. She sit up there and told you ain't nothing but a friend. Don't pay her no attention. If I want it, I can get it. I said, okay. I said, where your condoms at? He said, my condoms right here. Why I go to the store, up the street, liquor store didn't have it, the corner store didn't have it. I went to The gas station. Got 6 boxes of condoms, gave them to him. I said, hey, get some condoms. I said, I don't care how. I said, if you do get a hoe, exactly what I said, if you get a hoe and you want to use the condoms, it's too much going out here. It's too much out here. And so he was like, I know to use condoms. You gave me some. I'm just letting you know. I said, every week I'm buying you condoms. I'm going to look at this. I said, don't hide them condoms. Take them out your coat pocket. Put them right there so you'll know when it's time to you got your condoms. Y'all, when I say I was so mad, and I was like, she was here the whole time I was downstairs and I didn't know what he never told me. I went upstairs, I talked to him, but I never really went into the room until I used the bathroom and wanted to go in there and mess with him and tell him let's go. Because, let me remind y'all, it was like 9:30. It was like 9:30. Okay? So she left. We sitting on there. I'm getting on him. He went and took a shower. And I left out for he can get dressed and everything. He came back, he was getting dressed. I said, no, you're not putting on this stuff. I said, it's a hole here, it's a hole here, it's a hole here, it's a hole here. We going somewhere. I don't need this. I need you to dress up. I need clothes on you. I said, I'm tired of this holy stuff. I'm going somewhere. You're going with me to school. I need you to get dressed. Girl, he put this sweatsuit on. He came out. I said, that's what I'm talking about. He looked good. I said, you look good. I said, then let's do something with your hair. He said, leave my hair alone. Guess what? I threw a cap on him. I threw a cap on him. I said, you don't want to do your hair? I said, you got this wood head or you got these 2 caps? Because I bought my brother caps when I bought the sweatsuits. I bought him like 2, 3 caps. I said, pick a cap. One is a red skin cap, one is a wizard top, and one is a plain cap. I said, pick a cap. Pick one. He picked the plain one. Okay, there you go. He got in the car and went to sleep. I gave him my headphones, listen, and he was listening to the music that he had on my phone, and I was like, no, we're not having that. No. Y'all, so I didn't overreact because when I thought about it, I was like, maybe I did a little too much because I was just, y'all, literally, I had flashes of when I say my brother had, you know how he has money. Like when my mother was living, my mother used to give him $200 a month, and my mother still would buy his cigarettes and stuff, and he kept his money. For him in his mind, he got another house, and he taking that money there to his house, and he's saving. That's why he got all that change. But one day, Michael was there. Michael was like, because Michael always, going, she said, Tutu, she used to leave people in the room, and he would roll out and go get cigarettes. And I'm like, why would you do that? When you roll out, go get cigarettes, people going through your stuff, they know what you got. They taking your stuff. So he started this coming up. Mr. Michael was like, he kept coming there talking about you taking my money, you doing this. And all the time, there was the girls taking the money because my uncle had caught one of the girls saying when she left out, she was jiggling. If I remind you, Tutu, what Marcus wasn't there. Marcus said she left out. She said, that's all I heard coming down the steps jiggling. I jumped up and see it was. It was some girl. Thomas said, yeah, Tutu gone. Tell them I'm gone. He said, I just heard her drinking. I was like, he said, I didn't stop. I ain't do nothing. He said, I ain't want to put my hands on it. She said, when Tutu came back, I told Tutu, I said, he called him. He called him Tutu. He said, I told him. He said, the girl was jiggling when she left. And he didn't believe him. My uncle said he didn't believe him. I came in and chat. I went to keep his money in all these different pockets. I went through his pockets. I always count his money. I went through this pocket, went through this pocket. I said, oh, these pants don't have no money in it. Oh, this pants don't have no money in it. Oh, this pants got $1,000 in it. He said, no, it should be more than $1,000. I said, no, it's 1,000. Threw the pants to the side. I said, these stuff, I put the ones on there with no money, put the ones in there that had money. And I told him what they had in it. And I swear, when he finished, he was missing about $3,000. $3,000 in clothes. So now, his money, I put it all in one place. When he put him in his pants, I do this every day because he would literally put his money in his pants, and I go through all his pants that he have on the cheek. I go through all of them, take his money out and put it up. You're not leaving all your money in one put it up. His coats that he had on the floor, I was going to throw that coat away. I found all this money and I took it and said, put it up. You got to put your money up. You got money laying around. You got people coming in here. No. And my whole thing is, hopefully she won't come back because I can't have it. I already went upstairs to his room. Ain't nobody in there. Knocked on the door. He opened it up. I said, okay, bye. See you later. I'm going downstairs to do these dishes because it's dishes in there. And we just had this, I said I'm going to have a talk to him. We just had this conversation about leaving dishes in the sink, not sweeping the floor, not mopping it. Okay, y'all guys, I don't have to mop the floor every day, but y'all need to sweep and y'all not to leave dishes in there. And I said, you wonder why you see a roach here in there. This morning I seen 2 roaches and I was going off. I said, guess what? I got a bomb. I got a bomb now because we don't do, I don't like, and I'm not going to say, I ain't going to lie. I ain't had no roaches. I ain't going to lie. I ain't going to lie. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't have no roaches when I'm mad. I never had no roaches at the other place. Now I did get the little net flies every day because I had water problems and they fixed it, but I got rid of them. But still, I don't like roaches. It's like roaches, mice. I don't do it. So my uncle was like, "Yeah, we got roaches." I spray, and I said, "Dude," I said, "No, I'm getting my cousin Tracy." I said, "I don't care what y'all do for that day." I said, "My brother can go with me. Andrew can go to his mother's house." I said, "I'm bombing the whole entire house." And I said, when I bomb, I said, I'm going to get my cousin. I'm going to pay her to help me. We're going to bag up everything in the house. And I'm going to bomb the house like you never bombed. And I'm going to bomb for 2 days. I'm going to bomb for 2 days, y'all. Like, I don't do that. We don't do roaches. No, I haven't seen a lot, but I have seen one. I've seen one yesterday and I've seen 2 today. So they here. They here. So I'm bombing the house. I'm going to get the bombs this weekend. I got to catch up with my cousin because I can't do it by myself. And you know, when you ask people to do stuff, they say, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. No, we getting rid of them. I'm bombing. I want the whole kitchen. I'm doing the laundry room. I'm doing upstairs. I'm doing his room. I'm doing all the rooms. The kitchen downstairs, I'm going to do 3 bombs. Upstairs, I'm doing 2. All in all, I'm about like 6 bombs. And I'm doing the whole house. And I'm sorry about your clothes. I'm telling you, I'm not doing nobody clothes. I told the only person clothes I'm doing is Marcus in the kitchen. I'm doing Marcus clothes in the kitchen. And I'm getting it together. But we're not going to do that. That's right, Tia. I don't blame. She said, I don't blame. I don't know. Because the first thing, and I'm like, I'm in here this morning. I'm washing dishes. I'm sweeping the floor. 2 roaches running around. No. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. So yeah, we nipping in the bud. And now I gotta catch up with my cousin because if I do it by myself, if I go take everything out, it's gonna take a while because I want to. And then I got 5-gallon containers. My sister got 5-gallon containers. I would go get her containers and put everything down in the containers. And that's how I will work it instead of having, because I was gonna put everything in prayer. I might just do containers and put them in there because it has to be done. That's the only way you're going to get rid of it. Because if you see 1 and 2, it's more. It just ain't coming out while I'm not there. It's more. Oh, they're not even going to stay out the house. They're going to stay out for 24 hours. I'm going to take Andrew to his mom. I don't know what Andrew to his mom. Mark is going home with me. I don't know what my uncle going to do. I told him, I don't know. It's getting bombed. I don't know. You got to go for 5. I don't know what to tell him. It got to be done. It has to be. It's not a if and well when we're how. It gotta be done. It gotta be done. It's no overlooking it. I don't care how nobody feel about it. It needs to be done. If you want to sit up there with roaches, that's on you. I'm not going to walk up in nowhere with roaches at. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And my mom ain't had roaches. She used to bomb all the time. I'm not even gonna lie. My mom used to bomb all the time. Then my next door neighbor, and I don't even think, I honestly, I asked Marcus, do they live next door? Because, let me say this, Miss Martin. My mother, God rest her soul, my mother and her next door neighbor never got along. My mom used to bomb every 3 months because she said the people next door, she had like 6, 7 kids. 6, 7 kids or maybe more. She lived in a 6-bedroom. The person living next door to my mother lived in a 6-bedroom. She has a rock of kids. She have dogs. Not 1, but 2 pit bulls. Her side of the yard dirty, and she used to keep my mother's side of the yard dirty. My mother used to always say her roaches started coming for her, but she would spray because my mom didn't like roaches to get them out. She used to do it like every 2 months or every 3 months. My mom would let a bomb off in her house. And I'm going to tell her, I haven't seen her. Her and my mom never got along. My mother used to call the rental office on her all the time. Her and my mom never got along. And the reason why, because her kids used to put stuff on my mom's porch. They used to put stuff on her side. And my mom real particular. You know, if you're a neat freak, you want stuff a certain way. And my mom used to have stuff outside. Her kids used to destroy it. Her and my mom never got along. But Marcus, got along with a perfect. Marcus got along with Persia. Oh, we already know. My mother used to say that all the time. That's where the roach is coming from. My mother used to say that all the time. The roach is coming from there. My mother used to say it all the time. I used to tell Mom, you can't blame me. No, I know. She said before they came there, I never had roaches. She said that's what my mother used to say all the time. And my mother used to get in it all the time. And I know it's probably coming from there. But guess what? When I bomb, I'm going to let her know. I'm going to knock on the door, let her know. But I haven't seen nobody. I haven't seen her calls or anything. But I think since my mom passed, she had another child. I think she got like 7 or 8 kids now. It's like 7 or 8 kids over there. And yeah, I'm gonna knock on the door, let her know. And I told Marcus, I said, do they still live there? Because they had something on their door, but it's gone now. He said, yeah, they still live there. So yeah, I don't know. But definitely going bomb, and it's definitely, yeah. And when I go in here and my uncle wake up, I'm gonna let my uncle know, hey, I'm bombing. As soon as I can find my cousin Tracy, come and help it, because we're gonna do this in one day. Yes, she did. Yes. Because she had 6 when my mom was alive. I mean, she had 6, then she turned around and had another one. My mom was still here, that was for 7. And she had one when my mom had passed like a year ago or something like that. I think a year ago or something like that, too. She said, Marcus said she had a child. So I think she got like 8, something like that. I know she had 6 in the beginning. And I know she had another one. He could be wrong. I don't know, but knowing him, he probably not. But yeah, I gotta nip this in the bud. I'm sorry, I know that's too much information, but when I say everything was going on yesterday and today, ooh wee, yes. And now I gotta find my cousin. I have to literally find her. I give her about $150. Help me knock the kitchen out. Help me upstairs the Marcus room. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. It's going to get done. I'm actually going to get me and Tanya Marcus going out Saturday. But I gotta let Tanya know I gotta rechange my schedule, because my son said, Mom, you know he supposed to start. He supposed to go to this thing on Monday. Monday, he said I think it's some type of training Monday through Wednesday. He said, Mom, you know Saturday supposed to get my hair cut. I was like, I do. He said, Mom, remember? I said, I forgot. I'm supposed to take him go get a haircut, because he's starting some type of training before he. What about I'm doing the living room too. I don't, you know what, honestly, I don't be in the living room, so I don't know. Look, I'm doing it. I had this conversation. Love my uncle to death. Love my uncle to death. I just don't care for him. Let me say this. I love my uncle, but I don't care for him. I wish no harm come to him. I do not care for him, but I love him. Let me say this. I let him know what I was doing. I told him I was re-renting the whole front room. I said, I know you sleep in the front room. I understand that. My mother had this border up, this thing that you can put up and down when you go to sleep. I said, my advice to you. Good morning, everyone from Atlanta. Hope y'all are having a blessed. How full? So let me finish. Let me read it. So my mom had this border in the room, so when she was sick and nobody could see her when they came in. It was able to cover up. I honestly don't know. I told him what I needed to do. He gonna tell me he spray every day. Whatever you doing ain't working. Because I mentioned this to him yesterday when I seen that first trailer. I said, whatever you doing ain't working. But when I went in there, they thing too, it's just like, no. But whatever you doing ain't working. I'm doing my remedy. I'm sorry. I'm being respectful. I'm giving everybody time. I'm giving everybody notice today. I'm giving you a week. A week to get yourself and think where you're going to go, what you're going to do for a week. Because he got to get there. Then if you want to go back in there after 5 hours, that's more than fine to me. That's fine. It's no problem. You can go back in there after 5 hours. What am I doing taking my brother back in there 5 hours? Letting my nephew go back in there 5 hours. He can go back in there. When he go to work, I do. He goes to work in the afternoon. He work Fridays. No, is it Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday? My uncle is what you call it? What is it when you go to? He's a bouncer. He getting too old to do that. He's scared. Shut up, T. I love me some me, but good Lord, and you know. Okay, he's a bouncer. He's getting a little too old to be doing the bouncing, but I don't even know how he is. He in his 60s. I think he in his 60s. I don't really know. But he getting too a little too old. And I had y'all, I swear I love my uncle, but I had this conversation with him. And I said, I don't know what you're gonna do when you get old because you can't be here. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to him. And I told him, you ever get sick and you're going in this home, don't think you coming back here because no one's taking care of you. I said, you have 2 kids. You need to go live with them. And I even told his daughter, I said, you have a place. Your father ever gets sick, he cannot come back here. He can't. My mother wanted him gone when she died. And God, I know my mother used to tell him to get out. Let me tell you how he wound up at my mother's house. Story time. Story time. Oh, this is a little too hot. Burn my mouth. Okay. Story time. My grandmother passed in 2008. My grandparents had a nice big house. 3 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, big basement. Everybody came to my grandma's house. That's what we're going to talk about that. We're going to get all to all that because I'm doing story time. You know, girl, doing story time. Okay, and then y'all know I don't even do story time. I tell you I don't do story time. But listen, it's not even story time. Okay, my grandmother died in 2008. My grandfather died in 2000, I'm going to say 15, no. Because Obama wasn't president. My grandfather, did he? No, my grandfather probably died in 2011 or 12. I might be wrong, and I'm trying to get it together. Okay. My grandparents left the house to his kids. Let me remind you, my grandfather is not really my grandfather. That's my grandmother's husband. My grandmother had 13 kids. Only 5 of them kids is his. My grandfather was in the army. When my grandfather was away, my grandmother had 1 kid while he was gone, which wound up being his kid. We found out she gave it away to the other man she thought was his child, but it wasn't his child while my grandfather was gone. Kind of find out years later, it was actually my grandfather's child. That's another story. That's for another time. Anyway, my grandfather raised my grandmother other kids because it's 13. 5 of the kids, 6 of them is his. And the other 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The other 7, let me see, yeah, 7. The other 6 is by another guy. Okay. My Aunt Lorraine, my Uncle Glenn has the same father. They father name, what is his name? His last name is Walker. I can't think of his first name right now. His name is Frank Walker. That's my grandmother first baby father. That's Aunt Lorraine and that's Uncle Glenn. My mother, Jackie, Fats, and Lestine. They had the same father. I have no clue who their father was. I have no clue who their father is. I couldn't even tell you who their father is. Now Dwight supposed to have the same father as Fats, Lestine, and Grandma, but he used to always say he don't. So I don't know who his father is. So that's 3 baby daddies. Now then it's my grandfather who has Steve, Paul, Robert, Gilbert, and Mike. I'm missing somebody. I'm missing an uncle. I'm missing an uncle somewhere. Somewhere up in there. I'm missing an uncle. I'm missing an uncle, y'all. Oh, okay. Uncle Ronald and Uncle Billy. They passed a long time ago. Uncle Ronald and Billy. I don't know who their father is. I honestly don't know who Uncle Ronald's father is. I really don't know. Now, them 2 uncles, I don't know who their father is either. I forgot about them. Okay. So, my grandmother didn't raise all her kids. Now, let me tell you this. My uncle, my Aunt Lorraine, my Uncle Glenn, my Uncle Ronald, my Uncle Billy was raised by her cousin. Her name was Gladys. That's my grandmother's first cousin. Them 4 was raised by her cousin. Okay. My Lestine, my grandma 5 kids she had by her husband. Steve, Paul, Dwight, Robert, Gilbert, my mother, Lestine, and Fats. Who am I missing? No, Lestine, Fats. Was raised by my grandmother. She raised them. So they lived in the house with her and her husband. The other ones was raised by her cousin. Let me remind you, this in the old time. This raised by her cousin. Now, my grandmother wound up raising, she had a sister who I'm named after. My middle name is after Maria. Her name is Maria. She passed giving birth to her fourth child. She wound up passing. My grandmother took on her 4 kids right along with her other kids. She wound up raising the rest of her kids when her sister died. Okay, so so I forgot what I was saying. So that's the scenario of the kids. Okay, that's how that went. Okay, so when my grandfather died, he left the house to his 5 kids, his 5 boys. He didn't leave it to the other kids because he never considered them his kids. You know, he treated, I'm not even gonna lie, my grandfather treated me good. Even though he wasn't my grandfather, he's the only grandfather I ever knew in life. And he treated me good. As far as I know, he went and bought me, told me to go get my first car, got in the car with me, picked me up from school, took me and Tony to school. My grandfather was good to me, so that's the only grandfather I ever know. I'm not even gonna say that's the only grandfather I ever know. That's my granddad. That's the only one I know. So when the grandfather died, he only left them 5, his kids. He didn't leave nobody else. So I had one uncle, his name is Gilbert. Gilbert wasn't living in the house. Gilbert was married to someone else. So it was Aunt Lorraine living in the house. It was Robert, and it was Paul living in the house, and Steve. Them 4 lived in the house when my grandfather died. Let me remind you, it's a 3-bedroom, 3-bedroom in the basement. Nice basement. Grandparents kept it up, everything big, gigantic, y'all. Lived on D Street Southeast, 4011 D Street Southeast. Somebody else owned it. So the one who did not live there, he wanted to sell a house. So he tried everything to get to sell a house. He did it. He had somebody who, how can I say it? Because my uncle and them all on why he went underneath them and sold the house and signed their name on some papers. He had somebody who knew how to do it. So nobody would move once he got the paper signed. So they evicted them. When I say they evicted them, everybody in the family got a phone call saying, Grandma, all Grandma stuff is out on the street. Everything's out on the street. Everything on the street. When I say my Aunt Les team pulled up with a U-Haul, because my uncle who wanted all the money, let me smile you, when he paid, he passed. When he passed, nobody in the family was speaking to him. Nobody in the family was speaking to him because he did it for his wife. And after he did it, he got the most money out of everybody. And when he got the money from it and the way he did it, his wife took all his money. Took all his money and left with another man. God forgive me, but my uncle he's passed. I'm sorry he's dead and gone. I really am. But I used to always tell him, God don't like nobody liked what he did. Because he went and had somebody who do all this stuff. My other uncles done wound up suing DC because they came to find out what my uncle did was crooked. He didn't really sign the papers. They wound up suing and all. They got money. My uncles got money from the house, and plus they got money from the state and all that. All that why they could have got more, but you know when you want money, you want it. They didn't hold out for more. They got enough. They were okay with it. You would think he would go buy a house. No, he didn't. Anyway, so when he passed, nobody was speaking to him. His wife wound up taking all his money. Took all his money, went on about her way. Nobody in the family speaking to him at all. When I say nobody, but they wound up putting my grandma all her stuff out on the street. My aunt got a U-Haul. My mother got there. I came. Tanya came. All my cousins from everybody. When I say my grandmother's house was so big from her house all the way down to the half of the house was my grandmother's stuff. Was my grandmother's stuff that she had left there and all that. We got a U-Haul. It took us 2 trips. They put everything out. We got all my grandmother's stuff. We went put it. My aunt Les team put it in storage. Everything we got. Because nobody knew they didn't get a letter saying it was going to get put out or nothing. They said they did. On the rain said everybody claimed they didn't get nothing. And which they might not get nothing because my uncle, he did some crooked stuff. He knew somebody knows somebody knows somebody knows somebody. He was that type of person who knows somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. And let me remind you, my uncle was in the army. All 5 of my grandfather kids that he had by my grandmother, all of them was in the army. All of them was in the army. Every last one of them was in the army. So he knew somebody who did something. So when everything got put out, Uncle Robert didn't have nowhere to go at that time. So I told him, he was working and he had money. I said, oh, you can come and stay with me for 6 months. I gave him Tyree's room. When I say 6 months turned into a year turned into a year and a half, and I was going through so much with him. He wasn't doing nothing, and he would bring girls. And I said, first of all, Why would you bring another girl in my son's room in his bed? Like, when he left, the bed went away. He did a lot of stuff, and I put him out right there in the spot. I said, I did my due diligence. He got to go. My mom was like, you gonna put him out? I said, he getting out of here. So he called my mom up and said, Jackie, can I come and say? I said, Mom, he's never going to leave. He's not our responsibility. He's a grown man. Mom, don't take him in. That's my brother. He said he's going to be there for 6 months. He's going to be there for 6 months. My mother fell for it. He wanted to stay with me for 6 months, wanted him to a year and a half. That reminds you, I didn't charge him rent. I don't consider $50 of rent. Dump the trash once in a while and clean up behind you. I don't really consider $50. $50, and the $50 he would give me once a month, no, it was every 2 weeks. I gave it to Tyreek. I didn't want it. Only thing I asked him was to do that. Man, he said when I would go all the time, he was bringing girls up in there. The lady, I had an older lady there next door. The older lady next door used to tell me everything. He used to say, oh, he having a party when you gone. He doing this, he doing it. And I told him, the only thing I asked is, I don't bring, I never brought men in my house with my son. I don't expect for you to bring females in there. He used to sneak females in there when I was asleep, all types of stuff. Man, I got him out my house. I was so happy. Lord Jesus, I was happy. But when my mom got him here, my mother could not get him out. And I told Mama, I said that was the biggest mistake. She kept telling him, when his sister was up, you got to leave. Oh, I got a place to go. Da, da, da. He would never go. He would never leave. My mother was, my mom, I hate to say this, on my mom's deathbed, that's all she used to ask me, please put him out. She used to always say, make him leave, make him leave. And I was like, Mom, stop worrying about him being here. He's the least of my worries. My mother used to say this every day. Every day. I swear to God, my mother said it every day. I want him gone. I want him out my house. And I used to tell her, Mom, don't worry about it. She used to tell me and Tony, tell my brother. We used to say, Mom, don't worry about it. That's we're not worried about him. We worried about you, She used to come downstairs. My mother used to tell her, I can't stand you. I want you out my house. You're supposed to be here for a little while. Da, da, da. She was used to say this to him. He's the only paying you no mind, Jackie. Da, 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 da. And he would never leave. So when my mom left, when my mom passed, I tried to get him out. And the landlords over there said Tutu had to do it. I can't do it. They can't do it because they let him in. They let him in, so we can't put him out. Tutu got to put him out. Marcus don't want him to go. Marcus don't want to go. Marcus say, because Marcus don't see what he doing wrong. To him, we're messing with his uncle. And I'm trying to tell him, we're not messing with him. He's not here. He's not benefiting you. He's not doing nothing. I say, he do stuff to irritate. Y'all, I'm going to tell you half of the stuff. My uncle M, we used to call people to come and fix stuff. He'd tell them he wouldn't let the people in. And when they did come, he used to tell them he had no work order. I used to call work order. Mark used to call work order. He used to clog the sink up. He used to he's still here. It was the uncle help me for the. Me and him do not get along. And I tell him all the time. I'm gonna tell you like he's still there. And the only person can put him out is Marcus, because it's not in my name. And Marcus don't want him gone. Marcus want him there. So Marcus say he not doing nothing. But I try to tell my uncle, I have to tell my uncle all the time, this is not your house. You do not run this house. And he try to control it like it's his. And I have to, every day, I tell him this every day. I swear to God, I tell him every day, this is not your house. This is Marcus' house. And the fact that Marcus don't want him to go, I can't do nothing. It's nothing I can do because he don't want him gone. The only way I can really do something if I really get to the point that I get everything in my name, like power attorney, this and this and this and this and this. And that's what y'all, when I say I'm working on so much stuff, I am working on all of that. I'm working on all of that. I am. It's a process. It's not going to happen quick. It's not going to happen quick, but it's happening. I'm taking care. I guess he is like a vampire. And he's like, he just do little stuff. He took the other day, Michael and them had some mail. They told Michael and them they had mail here. Michael said he told them he sent his card. He threw Michael's card away. Told Michael I threw it away. Michael got a notification from the bank saying your thing has been delivered. Michael came here and got it. That afternoon it was gone. He said Tia been here and threw it away. My uncle threw it in the trash. He's that type of, he throw your shit in the trash. He sleep in the front room. And I went up there and said, I went in there and said, I said, so what shit? And my exact words, disrespectful. I said, what shit did I throw away in this house? He said, what you talking about? I said, you know, I come in here, I don't touch no mail. I look at the mail when it say my mother, I tear it up, I open it up, read it. Oh, it's junk, I throw it in the trash. Michael mailed, I take it, put it upstairs. What mail did I touch? I ain't tell nobody. My uncle live right here in your face. I've been on the phone with my Michael and them. They be going through with my uncle, and I be right there, and they be like, I'm listening to it, and I call, say, man, I was on the phone with the whole conversation. Or Michael record something, getting me. I say, I'll replay it to him. Michael, we recorded. And my uncle be looking down when I say, yeah, it's Marcus. It's nothing I could do. I have to get I'm in the works to get everything. When I say everything in my name, that I have full control of everything, I am working on it, y'all. When I say it's a process, it's not easy. And the reason why I say this, because that's not the only thing I got going on, just focusing on him. I'm still focused on going to school. I'm focused on taking care of him. I'm focused on doing a lot of other stuff. So I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything to do what I need to do. I'm doing, when I say it's a process, it's a process. And I'm working on everything. When I say I'm working on everything, but yeah. So when I left out last week, because y'all know I've been waiting for all this stuff to come in the house, and it never came. He's sleeping in the living room. And I'm waiting for women. I answer in a minute because I don't want to lose my train of thought. So everything that I asked for, they never bought. So I called around the rental because I thought my uncle might have sent him away, because when I left that day and I told him, I said, look, and I ain't even called him, but I said, dude, I'm going to tell you this, I'm telling you now. I had stuff coming. I said, they got one time to tell me that they knocked on this door, you didn't let them in, or they came in here and you told them you didn't have a work order. I said, I'm going to fuck you up. And I said, I mean that. I said, let them come in here and tell me anything came through here and you didn't let them in, or you said it was. I said, I'm going to fuck you up. Oh, I don't be there. I said, I don't give a fuck what you say. I said, you make me disrespect you, and I don't like disrespecting you because you're my uncle. I said, I don't like you, but I got to respect you. But you're not going to do that. I said, if they come here and they got to work on it, you don't let them in, it's going to be problems. But I called around the office. The stuff never came in. The stuff never came in because I was going to fuck them up, because I've been waiting for stuff. I'm not playing this game. And y'all, he hates to see me every day. He dislikes seeing me every day. He sees me every day. He hates it. I tell Tom, you should see his face when he see me. He's looking at me like, I'm just glad this bitch go. That's the look he give me, and I be smiling because I know he don't want me there. I know he don't want me controlling what he doing there. My mother have a big screen TV in the front room. He hid the TV. I mean, the remote control. He told me ain't no more control. I said, this is a TV that Tanya bought my mother. It came with a remote control. I said, you only got to worry about it. I went out and bought a universal remote control. Because what we're not going to do, play them games. This is not your TV in the front room. You don't have a TV. You're not going to tell nobody they can't sit in here and watch TV. We're not going to do that. That's not what we're going to do. I don't even watch TV in there. But it's just the fact that you hit the remote control like it's your TV. It's not, your brother ain't give her shit. Your brother gave her the TV upstairs, which I gave to Michael now. Your brother ain't give her shit. I don't know what you talking about. I have to talk to, and I tell Tanya all the time. Tanya used to get on me the way I talk to my uncle, but now Tanya know why I talk to him, because Tanya been there. Tanya heard it. So she like, yeah, I see why you talk to him like that. You can't talk to my uncle respectfully. You can't show him no respect. You got to treat him like he's a nigga on the street. And I hate treating him like that because that's my uncle. But I have to treat him like he's a nigga on the street. I treat him like he's a nigga on the street, and I no lie. And I honestly hate doing that because that's not my character. But what I'm not going to let you do what you want to my brother. Take over the house. Like I came in the other day, the house was hot. Tutu room was burning up. Andrew's room was burning. I said, what is going on? I went downstairs. They said, Robert said that the AC not work. I went down there and flipped the AC on. I said, don't touch the switch. I said, don't touch the switch. I said, when I come back tomorrow, I said, only way you touch the switch if it's cold tonight and in the morning. I don't want him waking up sweating. What am I going to do, go buy him a fan and we got an AC and the AC get the hot. When I be cold, buy another cover. Buy another cover. You cold, buy another cover. That little piece of cover you got, not a real cover. Buy another. You cold, get another cover. And I hate talking to him like that. I hate being disrespectful because it's not me. But when you try to control something that's not yours, I gotta act like that. I gotta become that person because I'm here to protect my brother. I care less about you. And I hate to, I tell them, I told them that before. I care less about you. I care less about you. And y'all, I hope y'all don't think I'm being mean, but I care less about my uncle. Because the only person I care about is my brother. You want me to come there with him? I know that's right, DC. And you probably would come. But I'm going to do it the legal way because I got to do the legal. I have to do it the legal way. But guess what? In the long run, Marcus is not going to like it. But I got to do what I got to do. I got to do what I got to do. And someone always have to be here with Marcus. He can't live here by himself. The fact that I come here every day, he can't live in his house by himself. Yes, he does take advantage of, but Marcus don't know. Marcus love my uncle to death. To him, he ain't doing no wrong because Marcus want a cigarette every now and then. My uncle will get him some cigarettes, or he got a cupcake or something. He give it to Marcus, and Marcus okay with it. But I try to tell him he don't mean he mean you no good, but he not gonna listen to us. But guess what? My uncle hate the fact that I'm here. He hated the fact when I said I was throwing a cookout. He said throwing a cookout where? I said in my brother's backyard. He said, oh, in my brother's backyard. Exactly what I told him. And the fact he came out there and helped was shocking. Because he didn't want it. He didn't really want me to have it. When I say my uncle hates to see me coming, he hates to see me coming. You know what? No, to me, he don't. The fact he's there, that's it. He just there. He don't help. Does he? No, he does not help with Marcus. To me, he don't help. But let him tell it, he helps. He helps. But to me, he don't. I don't see it weird. If he was helping, why am I here? Why I'm here? You call me. My uncle used to call me and snitch on, tell me stuff about everything. And Andrew is a big help, and I might have gone have Andrew do stuff to make him want to be like turned him. You know what? Him and Andrew get into it all the time. Him and Andrew be getting into it all the time. And I told my uncle the other day, my uncle didn't know I was there because he had just came in from work because he's my uncle Garmer all the time. And Andrew was getting in the shower. My uncle came and said he had to go to the bathroom. Andrew told him, no, I'm not going to let you go to the bathroom. He said, Andrew said, I'd be times I ask you, can I go in the bathroom to use the bathroom real quick before you go in and you tell me no. So all of a sudden you want me to do what you want. No, I ain't doing that. So before I knew that he did that, I heard Andrew say that, but I wasn't really, I had my headphones on. I just took it off like that. I said, okay, Andrew. So Andrew said, no, I'm going to do what I got to do. So Andrew went and took a shower. So he knocked on the door. He knocked on Tutu's door because he might have heard me. I said, all right, Andrew, because I had my headphones on. I might have been a little loud, but I had them halfway off. So he knocked on, you in here? I said, yeah, I'm in here. He said, yeah, he won't let me go. I said, Robert, you do it to people all the time. You do it to people all the time. I said, I be in the kitchen cooking. You see me cooking, you come right in there and cook in front of me. You do it all the time. So what difference does it make? He telling you he just doing what you do to him. Make it make sense. I said, don't come to me snitching about that. I don't even want head. I don't even want head. Bye. Does he have a key? Yes, he do have a key. And the only reason why he got a key, he never had a key when my mother was alive. My mother never gave him a key. Guess who gave him the key? Marcus. Let him make a key. Marcus let him make a key. I said, I said, he got a key. Yeah, he got a key now. Marcus. But see, I got to realize, Marcus like this man. And the reason why, because when he want a couple of dollars, he give it to him. He wants some cigarettes, he give it to him. That's the only reason. If he really understood that he trying to take control of his house, I don't think he probably would have been had him out. He probably would have been had him out. And my whole thing, if my mother would have never let him come there and live, she was feeling sorry for her brother. She believed it. And I told her, I said, Mom, he been here for a year and a half. And when I say he did me for a year and a half, Tyreek did not like him. To this day, Tyreek do not care for it. Tyreek can tell me all the time, that's my uncle. I be respectful. I do not like him. It ain't too many in our family. Not too many people in the family care for him. Girl, he be putting his stuff up. Hey, Hazel. I noticed he was giving you the eye glance on the video. Yeah, my uncle, he do not like the fact that I am here. He don't like the fact I'm here and I'm taking over and I'm doing things and he don't like it. Yeah, he do. I told Tony all the time, he give me the eye to look at me like, bitch, get the hell out. Excuse my expression, I don't mean to be cussing, but yeah, he give me that look like he want me gone. I know he want me go. I know he want me go. I'm working on that now. I don't have power of attorney, but some stuff that Marcus signed gave me consent. Like doctor's appointments, Social Security, stuff like that, he gave me consent. I'm working on all that. When I get all that in advance, he gone. He gone. He actually gonna be gone. And I hate the fact to do that because if he was in here doing his part and he wasn't a bad person, it would be okay. No, it's only a 2-bedroom. It's only a 2-bedroom. It's only a 2-bedroom. See, when my mother was alive, he shared rooms with Marcus. My mother, before my mother let my uncle come and stay with her, she asked Marcus, was it okay for him to share bedrooms with him? Marcus said, yeah. But when my mother passed, he still was in the room with my mother passed. I came there one day. He had moved all the stuff in my mom's room. Did you hear what I said? When I came, he had moved all his stuff in my mom's room. Because, when my mom passed, we wasn't coming over here every day. I'd come and get Marcus and we'll roll out. We wasn't trying to come here. And then when we came and cleaned the clothes out, me and Tony came and cleaned the clothes out, we still ain't had no sign of him because my mother's stuff was in the room. We didn't know he had moved in the room till like a year later. And when I found out, I put him out. I said, you can't be in my mother's room. I don't want you in my mother's room. I said, you can even go back in Marcus' room, you go in the front room. What you're not going to do is go in my mom's room. He said, no, don't play. Take control. I'm going to do all. I'm definitely going to do all that. But he moved in there, and we did not know till almost a year later he moved in my mom's room. And when I found out, I put him out. My mother used to literally, I swear to God, my mother used to go off order. She used to call, I can't stand this man, da. And I said, Ma, I told you don't let him move in there. He's a snail, But it's over and done. But just trust me, I'm working. When I say I'm working, I am working. I am working to get it done. I know. Do I have to be in? Can you send me the information? I'm sorry, y'all. I had a little. I think because your mom used to. I didn't remember seeing my uncle. Because when my mom was my uncle used to work every day. My uncle's a bouncer. He's getting older. He can't bounce nothing, so he don't work as much. He might work 3 days a week. 3 days a week. And then when my mom passed, and this is another thing, my mom passed, my mother used to charge him rent. When my mom passed, he stopped paying rent. He said he used to tell Marcus, I don't have no need to pay rent. Jackie ain't here no more. I said, really? He told you that? He said, yeah. I said, where you going to live at for free? I don't care if you're living on the floor, the couch, whatever. Where you going to live at? Have cable? Have a TV? Because he don't have a TV. Have a TV, have a bathroom, shower, shit, shade for free. But that's just something I said. I said, where you going to live at for free? He didn't want to. Y'all, once my mother passed, it took almost 9 months to get money out this man. It took almost 9 months to get money out of him. He would not pay. He would not give up no money. He would not. You said that's a lot of what, Miss Kelly? What was you saying? That's a lot of what? Yeah, he wouldn't. But guess what, y'all? When I say I'm doing everything I need to do to get everything together. I'm getting it all together. It's going to take time. I give me another 5 months, 4 to 5 months from now, everything be squared away. Because everything costs money. Ain't nothing cheap. I got to pay for everything. And I got to have money to pay for everything. Let me tell you that he buys his, now he do buy, I told you, everybody in there buys their own food, their own tissue, their own household supplies. You're right about that. He is too old for that. Continue applying pressure. We will adjust. Yes. It is a lot to deal with, but I'm dealing with it. And that's why I try not to get stressed out. That's why me and my brother we got to go somewhere. We got to go somewhere. But y'all, and this is another thing coming up. Hopefully, God forgive me. I said I think about a month ago, maybe three, about a, honestly, it sounds like your uncle needs a lady who can he live with him. He can't live with nobody. He never been able to keep nobody. He never been able to keep nobody because the way he lived. The last woman I remember he had was Donna, and that was in 2000, what, 3, 4. When he get women, he go out, they be little thoughts. They don't want him for a minute. They want him for a minute to get what they gotta get. Get a little, let me get some money from you. Let me give you a little pussy. Let me give me some money from you and I'm bounced. They don't want him. He's not, and you know nowadays, men who live with somebody, they live with you because they have nothing to offer you. They have nothing to offer you. That's why they do it. Yeah, nobody want no lazy man who's not responsible, who's not doing nothing. They don't want that. And that's why he here. And that's why he accept what he can at this house because he has no other option. He can't go with none of his brothers. All his brothers got places. They refuse to let him live there. He said, I love when you talk on 87. Oh, wait. 87 years old. Thank you. He had brothers. All his brothers got places. All the ones that's alive had places, except for one. Well, except for one. And they wouldn't dare come live with him. They wouldn't dare let him live there. They wouldn't dare. Okay? I'm gonna take care. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Like Uncle Dwight. Uncle Dwight got mad money. Got a big old house. He can't go live with him. Uncle Steve got a 2-bedroom apartment. Can't go live with him. Uncle Mike got a 2-bedroom. Can't go live with him. He can't. He can't. Let me see. Aunt Lorraine got her place. Can't go live with her. Because it ain't too many brothers left. Let me see. Who else is left? Damn. That's it. It's only 6 of them left. I'm missing somebody. I can't count him because he's yeah. Can't go live with nobody. It is with his girl. I did it. Oh, I don't even know how we got on this subject, but I did some talking. Yeah, he started paying rent after my mom passed and did not want to pay rent, y'all. When I say I hate to say nigga, God forgive me. I didn't let me say this man gave me every excuse why he couldn't pay it. Or he wasn't working. I said every day, Marcus said, you going out here every day doing something, coming back 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I just love that song so much. But I'm going to tell you one thing. My uncle go to the casino and he always could give. When I went in there and did what I did, I made him get rid of everything. Everything that was, you got to go. You have a closet down here. If it can't fit in your closet, it can't be in the front room. When I said he had dishes, when I say Mike and them said he used to, my mother had rocker dishes and everything. You know, he claimed all that for himself, told Mike and them my mother didn't have nothing. Wouldn't let Mike and them use it. Michael said, I'm not going to argue. I'm going to buy everything. Mike and them wound up buying everything. Do you know he took everything in the front room? I used to go there and say, you got to remove it. He never did it. When I started coming here, I said, I'm going to tell my exact words when I walked through the door. I said, good morning, how you doing? I said, you got 24 hours to get all this shit out this corner. You got 24 hours. I said, I come back tomorrow, I still hear all the shit going in the trash. I said it just like that. I came the next day, everything was gone. Everything. I said, this is the front room. This is not a kitchen. I said, this is a front room. This is not a kitchen. He got every pipe, pan, bowls, connect. I don't want nobody use my stuff. If you don't want nobody use the stuff you put in your closet, you take it to your own apartment. I told him just like that because when we're not going to do past stuff, I made him, everything was gone. Everything was gone out of there the next day. Tony said, I'm going to tell you one thing about me. And I'm not, and sometimes I try not to be this person because when I can be this person, I will run through that motherfucking house like a firecracker and nobody know that I've been there and hit it, okay? They do not play with me. When I say get up, my nephew's the same way, all Tony kids. When I say get up and do something, I mean get up and do it. When I tell my son to get up and do something, I mean get up and do it. I'm not playing with you. I ain't giving you no second chances. Once I tell you to do it and when to have it done, have it done. Because when I come through there and do what I got to do, ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. I'm coming through there like a storm. My nephews, all Tony kids, they will do whatever. They know how I am. And when I told my uncle that, he knows my attitude and he know how I am. And they don't want to see it. Y'all see the good side. Y'all don't want to see the side of me. Y'all don't want to see that side. Because if y'all see that side, I might can't come back. I might can't come back. So my uncle know he don't want to see that side. He do not want to see. And my cousin, my Aunt Lorraine kids, and Tracy be like, Ted, stop talking to him. Like, I said, you can get it too. I said, because what we're not going to do, make excuses for a grown-ass man. I'm not making excuses for him. Not at all. I do not play. And when I say do it, you don't do it, you got... Okay? Yeah. Yeah, I don't play. I don't play. Not with that. But guess what? Y'all give me about 5-6 months, everything gonna be squared away. Y'all not even gonna hear about him no more. My mother house is gonna be back a house. And I told Tony, that's what I'm working on. I'm getting it back to a house. I'm getting it back like it's supposed to be. When I go in there, y'all, I don't mean no harm. And I ain't trying to be funny. And I know he pay rent now, but it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You need to get the fuck up. I don't say it out there, but this is what I'm saying to y'all. You need to get up. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I go in there. I pull the curtains back. I vacuum the floor. I do what I gotta do, and yeah. And I told him, I said, once I finish getting this kitchen together, getting the kitchen together, because the kitchen's not really together like I want. I got a long way to go. The front room next. And when I do the front room, that motherfucker might leave, y'all. He gonna be like, oh, I can't take it. I know that's right. Both my sons know when I leave my house for work, everybody else better be leaving too. I know that's like nobody laying up in the house. It ain't supposed to be. I make him get up. And he know he lucky it was my mother. If he did in front with my mother would make him get up at 9:30, 10 o'clock. She didn't care fuck what time you came in. My mother didn't care what time you came in. I used to if I would go out, if I would work and did a double or something, and I had to be to work early in the morning, sometimes the top he would sleep. I would sleep at my mom's house, bring me extra clothes. I kept in the car. And I'd be like, oh, I'm calling out. I ain't going to work. My mom would come down and say, girl, you better get the hell up. You ain't go to work. Get up on my couch. It's time to get up. It'd be 9 o'clock in the morning. What I did? Got the fuck up. Because Jockey said, get up. Jockey said, get up. I'm going to get up. Ain't no ifs, ands about and try not to do it. Jockey said, get up, get up. Because the guess thing, you know, Jockey coming with a motherfucking broom handle. Boop, 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 boop. You better get up. I ain't play with my mother. And I ain't having nobody else kids play with me or no grown ass man. No, not me. I don't know. My coffee, I don't know what's going on. My coffee feel like something was floating in. I had to dump it out. And I'm looking at the bar and I put my finger in it. I don't like how it looked. I can't drink that. And it was tasting good. Here come Kenny. He come Tutu Frown. And when he look at nobody is not going to lay up on the front part, and I don't play that. Yes, I don't. Watch he come over here talking to me. I'm be like, I'm doing something. I grew up with him. I've been knowing him, he's 50. I've been knowing him since he was 5 years old. Yeah, about 5 years old. 5, 6 years old. This from my old hood shirt. Okay. Yes. And he kept going. Welcome, new member. Welcome, Jenny. Welcome. That's it, y'all. That's all. I ain't taught that, y'all. I ain't taught. That's how he wind up in my mother house, y'all. That's how he wind up in my mother house. Okay? That's how he wind up. That's it. Yeah, I'm about to get off this slide. I have nothing today, Thursday, y'all. I go to class today. Yes, hold up. I have 147 people in here. I only got 48 thumbs up. Come on now. Y'all tap. Y'all go ahead and tap that, okay? Okay. Oh, TT Squad, y'all didn't really watch my video yesterday. Wow, what was going on? It wasn't interesting. My grandkids got me watching YouTube this days out. Ain't nobody really watched my video. Any plans this weekend? Yes, I do have plans this weekend. Tomorrow, my girlfriends are taking me to Miss Toy. Is it Miss Toy? Okay. Now, Tanya ordered some food from Miss Toy yesterday, and the food was nasty. Tanya said the only thing that was kicking was the chicken. Okay, my son. I'm gonna tell y'all something. She said, I was. Tap the screen twice. Said tip. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all something, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all. Y'all gonna make this make sense. My son is a foodie, and that's what you call it when you like food. He's a foodie. He said, Mom, what you got planned for the weekend? I told him where I was going. He said, oh, Mom, they got some good food. He said, oh, my child ain't been places I've never been. When I say he been places I never been, I say I got to get out more. My son been places I never been. I'm like, come on, Ted. Like, he said, Miss Tori got the bomb food. They got the bomb food. I'm like, what? I never been there. I said, I'm going for the first time. He said, Mom, man, what's going on? He was telling me what he ordered. He said, Mom, you go there Friday. He said, I'm going to give you some money. He said, I'm going to give you about $40. I want you to bring me back a plate. I said, cool. Because my son do a little side hustle. He help people out to get money. He haven't started working, but he doing little things to get money. Because guess what? He got to make some type of money living up in my house, okay? So that's why he was able to bought me my necklace he bought. And I ain't even let him know. After I did all that, put it on, I can't even get it back on the thing. I ain't even tell him, though. He might know that. I'm sorry. So I had this jean jacket I got it from Ross. I had it about 5-6 years. I got it from Ross. It's too big because it comes all the way up here. I have to constantly pull it down. I bought it at 2X. I shouldn't have, but I don't like wearing it because no matter when I button it up or nothing, it winds up choking me because it's big. And I keep pulling it down. But my son definitely is a foodie, y'all. Because he went to Miss Sawyer and he was like, we go to Miss Sawyer all the time, but we go to one in Silver Spring. He said, the one on Branch Avenue is okay, but the best one to go to is Silver Spring. And I'm just looking at him like, wow. He said, Mom, you need to get out. And that's it. Every time I think I'm telling my son I'm going somewhere and I'm all excited that I'm going there. Good morning, Miss Curl. And I'm going there and it's like, okay, curling. And I mean to say curl, I meant to say curling. And I'm going there. I'm telling him something. I'm going somewhere and I'm going there for the first time. Let him come back. He ain't already been there. He already been there and got some food. And I'm like, dang, I can't even be like, I'm going somewhere for the first time. And then next thing you know, he just start naming these places you need to go to. And I'm looking at him. I said, this place is in Baltimore. He naming places in Baltimore. When I say he naming places in Baltimore that he went and got food, I'm like, how you get that? He said, Mom, I go places and eat. He said, we eat out a lot. He said, me and my friends eat out. I was like, dang, I just knew I was going to Miss Tori and I was telling him, going to come back and tell him something and all this. Man, he just got the name and now that your uncle is out of Marcus. When can you get Marcus a bigger bib? He don't want one. Okay. I wanted to give Marcus my mother room. I wanted to give Marcus my mom room, but he said he don't want to go in there. He don't want to go in my mom room. Marcus' room looks bigger, but if I put a full size bed in it, it would take a majority of his room, a majority of his bed. Majority of the room. A twin size bed give him more room to move around. If I put a full size bed in there, he's not gonna have no room at all. He's not gonna have no room. The fact I got a chair there is that's it. But he's not gonna have no room. I wanted him to go in my mom's room. He don't want to go in there. I try to talk to him about it and everything. He don't want to go in there at all. He don't want to go in there. When he go talk, cause Angel's in my mom's room. He go to talk to Angel. He's staying. He don't even walk in the room. He stands outside the room and talk to Angel. He don't walk physically in the room at all. He don't physically walk in my mom's room at all. He'll talk to Angel outside of the door. But he don't want to go in there. He don't want to go in that room. He don't want to go in there. I try to get him the bigger room. And he can't have a bigger room, a bigger bed, because he's not going to have no room to walk. He already don't have no room to walk with all this money. Like, them bags y'all see around in his room, that's money. Them are bags of money, and I can't pick them up and lift them because it's too much change. I be trying to move it behind that dresser, ain't nothing but money. He said twin extra long bed. Oh, a twin extra long? What is that? I never heard of that. What is a twin extra long bed? I never heard of that. Peace. I need to look into that then, because I never even heard of that. I honestly never even heard of that at all. At all. Yesterday he had come to y'all. I watched all his sheets and covers and shit. Y'all, he was fussing at me like, I just watched. You just watched the last 3, boy. Leave me alone. I took everything. Put the yellow gloves, because I got my yellow gloves. Okay, I'm going to look into it. And put the yellow gloves in. I watched everything. He was mad. I got to stay up. I said, where's all your sheets? Because I bought you sheets. Says, where are they? He has no clue, y'all. It's just like, yes, man, are different. My mother died in her bedroom almost 67 years ago. I sleep in her bedroom all these years, and he feels happy. Oh, okay. It's the bed they use in dorm. Oh, it's the bed they use in dorm. Okay. Okay. I'm going to definitely check it out, because I really want to for real, y'all, I want to clean, because last time I did this room, I cleaned this wall, and he didn't want me to paint it, but I want to clean this room, paint his walls. I want to find somewhere to put this change, because no matter where I take all that change with his TV at, I moved that change. I moved it. He didn't do but go back and build it all up. He didn't do about build it all up, and it's hard for callers or now it's as well as she's and all. Okay, I would definitely look it up. I definitely gonna look it up. But y'all know my brother don't pay. He don't want to pay for nothing. Marcus don't want to pay for nothing. He'll tell me real quick, girl, about pay for what? You got a credit card. That credit card is unlimited. I have an unlimited credit card. I be laughing at my bro. I got an unlimited credit card again. I told him we was going out Saturday. And we going shopping. You know the first thing he said, I hope you spending your money, not mine. He is your baby. Yes, he my baby brother. He's the last one. He's the last one. Look, y'all, when we was out at UDC, and I was telling y'all about the apartment that I went to go look, it was my other brother used to live at. When I said we was nowhere near the house, he said, girl, get your house right there. When we going there? I said, oh, thank you. He said, when we go there, we going to visit our brother. I said, he don't live no more. He said, he live in Southwest now. Remember when I used to live in Southwest? He live in Southwest. He have a apartment over in Southwest. He was like, oh, yeah, you did tell me that. He said, we need to call him. Why he had me call my brother? I still have my other brother. I had my other brother number. And I called him. He didn't answer. And I left a message. And I was like, well, Greg, I said, Greg, this is your sister Tia. I don't know if you still had the same number. But this is your sister Tia. Marcus want to see you. That's all I said. I don't like, and I love my brother to death. And I know my brother, he don't like my sister kids. Love my brother to death. I don't like him hanging with my brother. And I love my brother to death. And the only reason why I say that, because he's not a good influence on my, Marcus and Greg are brothers. But he's not a good influence on my brother. You know, if I had somebody around my brother, I want somebody who's going to be a good influence. And I love my brother to death. Don't get it twisted. Even though I don't see him, I love my brother. I really do. He's not a good influence. He's not nobody I would want around my brother. Yeah, he's not a person I really want around my brother. And I don't even want to get into detail, but he's not a person I will want around my brother. And that's my brother too. And I shouldn't feel like that. But how can I say this? I wasn't raised with Greg. Me and Tony didn't raise up with Greg and George. We wasn't raised up with him. So it's a different type of love. I love my brother. Don't get it twisted. I don't want nothing to happen to him. But it's a different type of love that I have for Marcus and him. And that's the only thing. And I don't want. There's certain people I don't want around my brother because I know you're no good for him. You're no good for. I don't want nobody around my brother that I know is not gonna is. It don't have good intentions. Don't have. You can love and pray for your brother from a far away. It's all right. Okay, thank you. Because that's what I do, and I love my brother to death. But Tutu want to see him, and when Marcus see him, it's always something. And my brother, he's an alcoholic. He's an alcoholic. He's an alcoholic and he's a drug addict. And I don't want him around my brother. He's an alcoholic and a drug addict, and I don't want him around my brother. And I'm sorry to say that, but I don't want him around. I don't know if he still do it. I honestly don't know. I really don't care. I just don't want him around my brother. Lord God Jesus, forgive me for saying that, but I just don't want nobody around my brother who's, yeah. I just don't want nobody, yeah. Yeah, and then when he get along, Tutu, yeah, I don't want him around my brother. And I ain't trying to be mean, and I ain't trying to be, yeah, take advantage. And yeah, he's not the, yeah. He just don't, I don't want him. I just don't. So yeah. I don't know if he still do the same thing. Honestly, I don't know. But when I see my brother in the street, I say, hi, how you doing? And I keep going. Like, it's no reason. I might ask him, do you need a ride somewhere? He be like, no, I'm good. I just keep going. I might even get out and hug him, but I'm not going to say, hey, come on my house. Hey, come and do this. Hey, come and do this. I love him from afar, and I don't want him around my brother. And the fact that, and I don't know what made, Marcus asked for him when he seen the place that I went to go look at, the apartment I went to go look at, my new place, what I went to go look at. And he thought about him. And ever since I've been there, he thought about him. And yesterday he brought him up again. You know? And I'm like, I'm looking at him and I'm saying in my head, dude, I don't want him around me and you. And I don't mean no harm. I really don't. And I love my brother. And I don't wish nothing bad on him. But he's just not a person I want around. He could be around me because I'm not going, I know how to handle him. But not around my little brother. No, we ain't having that. We ain't having that. Walt ain't having that. Well, there is nothing wrong with feeling that way. You want, okay, thank you. Yeah, I do. I want the best for my brother. I want the best. But y'all, I've been on this live for a minute talking, y'all. When I say talking, yeah, I'm definitely going to change this into, I'm definitely going to change the title, y'all, because it was more than good morning. It was one of them talks, okay? And I'm going to change the title to my brother's kid. It definitely was one of them good talk. I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed this talk. I enjoyed this talk. And I can't talk long. Look at me. I was long-winded today. Long-winded. I'm here fixing my cords. I'm going in here, y'all. I'm going to wake this boy up. He going to be mad at me. Thank you. They enjoyed me this morning. Man, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something. I went up to the school. This is why I went to UDC, because I told y'all about my financial aid. That's what I'm supposed to be telling y'all about. Do you know, I left Marcus in the car. Marcus went to sleep. He didn't want to go in the school meeting. He couldn't really go in there anyway, because I told him, you didn't have an ID to get in there because you got to be a DC West school. I went out to the school. Why they going to tell me I never did financial aid? Why they say they don't have no record of me doing financial aid? I said, ma'am, what? Miss Waller, we have no record of you doing financial aid. I said, I was just up here. I said, what you mean you don't have no record of me doing financial aid? Y'all, when I said, I don't know what's wrong with your record. I said, I called financial aid. They said, it's everything that's going on is going on between y'all. It's going on between y'all. I told the lady just like that, and I said, I am not trying to be disrespectful. I said, ma'am, I've been up here seeing y'all 5, 6 times, and y'all have not fixed what y'all need to fix then. I said, I can't go on my portal. The portal saying I'm owing all this money. I don't owe no money. Financial aid known to give me money. What is it? Not grants. I did scholarships. I got a scupper for scholarship. She said, I sent you the bid to your... Thank you. Thank you, DC Kool-Aid. I'm definitely going to check it out. I said, man, when I say I need want to argue with this lady and everything, she going to tell me I need to go online and redo it. I said, to redo what? I said, I did it. I did it. So, y'all, I sat in there, went on my phone, went to financial aid. Sat there. I was in there with this lady about 30, 40 minutes because I was upset, y'all. I was really upset. And I didn't want to be upset with her because it's not her fault. It's the school fault, and she's under the financial aid. So I went, and I did it, and I showed her, say, look, what did that say? And she read it. She said, well, it's not on our end. I said, and I called financial aid. They say it's on y'all. It's on y'all end. It's not. She said, I don't understand why we don't see. I said, I don't understand either. My exact word. I said, y'all dispersed money on the 24th. I said, I want my money. Let me remind y'all, I said I did scholarships, and I did get scholarships. My scholarships ain't nothing that's showing up. Ain't nothing showing up. Only thing that's showing up is that I owe. I did one scholarship and I got accepted. I did 3 scholarships, and I got accepted for 2. One was 2,000. One was 3 or 4,000. I can't quite remember right now because I don't have my paperwork, but I did get accepted. But if they got me on in the school, they're going to wind up taking that money. And I'm not going to be able to get it. Because I'm like, they dispersed the money on the 24th. I'm not going to be able to get it. It's going to go to my account, and it's going to pay that. I said, I need my money. Like, I need my money. Financial aid normally pay for my school, and I might get like an extra $700-800 after financial aid paid for it. I normally get that. The fuck y'all gonna tell me I owe $3,407? I don't owe that. I told her, I said, I don't owe that. So I'm like, okay. Do you know when I left, they still ain't had nothing resolved? She looked in there, she said, we're gonna escalate it. She had me email her the stuff. I had to take screenshots of what financial aid had and send it to her email because on their end it has. I said, man, I was up here a few weeks ago. That lady pulled my file up and said there was something wrong. They need to fix it. But on her end it has. I never even did financial aid, y'all. And the fact it has that is crazy. It's crazy. And I went back to the car. Marcus was asleep. I said, wake up, boy. Let's go. He said, you get. I said, no. Y'all, I'm not even gonna lie. And honestly, y'all, I had told him, as soon as I get my money, me and you gone. I told him this, like, I don't know if they scamming me, but when I call financial aid, they say it's a school. They say it's a school. It's not. But on that part, the lady showed me computer. It's nothing there. She showed me. She said, Miss Water, come and look. When she went around there, but she did also tell me I wasn't the only student because when I said she had a line outside her door. She had a line, and I'm hearing the conversation. All of them didn't have the same thing, but a lot of them said, and they pulled ahead that they owe money or what's going on. They financial aid wasn't there. So I did hear other people's conversation. I don't know what they would in there talked about, but me sitting down there at the after I left her office, she gave me her email, and I'm outside the office, and I'm sitting down outside the door. It's like 6, 7 people, and the girl went in behind me. She went in there, and I'm down there emailing her the stuff that she asked me to email, but I'm listening to conversations, not listening, but listening. Trying to do what I got to do, but I'm eavesdropping. And it's like, yeah, okay. Everybody had some type of problem with finance. It shouldn't be happening like this. This shouldn't be. I've been going through right after I graduate in May the 9th on Mother's Day, May the 8th or 9th, May the 8th or something, whatever I graduated. That Monday, I did my financial aid in May. I should not have no problems. The fact y'all say I didn't do financial aid, that's the part that just messing me all up. So I got to figure out what's going on. I literally told my brother, y'all, I'm not even going to lie. I said, as soon as I get my money, they said, me and you gone. I said, I'm gone. He just started laughing. And I just knew, and I was going to surprise y'all. Like, yeah, we gone, we on the road. They messing me up. Oh, I went there today. I went there yesterday. And I didn't go to the one on the main campus, but she said they all connected. I can go to any one. I said if nothing changed in my portal by Friday, they're going to see me again on Monday. No, I can't do that Monday. Tutu has 2 doctor's appointments. Monday's doctor's appointment day. Well, they will see me because I think that's just crazy. Yeah. So it just like, yeah, I don't have time. Teacher Squad, I ain't talked and talked and talked and talked. And talked this morning. I ain't talked like crazy. But I'm about to get up off this line. I am definitely about to get up, go in here and mess with him. I know ain't nobody in there. Go in here, mess with him, and that's it. Make him get up and do what he got to do. Get up, take it, give him his breakfast. Let him take his medicine and get him together. He might don't want to take a shower because I might got to lie to him and tell him we going somewhere for him to really get up and move around about. And I ain't gonna say lying. I'm gonna say because it's not lying. It's lying, but it's not lying. It's lying. Let me say. How can I say it? I'm telling a little fib. She said, I miss my financial aid money. I know that's right. But Teacher Squad, let me go. Like, share, subscribe. If you have now already watched my video that I put up yesterday, go watch the video. Check it out. The girl needs somebody. We need people to watch it. Yeah. And guess what? I need 175 more subscribers so I can get to 10,000. So I can get my cake. Okay? Like, share, subscribe.